Yo guys, what it do? Your boy Exodious here. I know I haven't made a video in a long time, but one of my goals for this year, 2019, was to start uploading weekly again. It's crazy to think that's 2019. 2018 was only a few days away, and it's also crazy to say that I'm 20. My birthday was a few days ago, and I got a bunch of new parts for my AR15, and I've been looking for different things to make, different topics and subjects and things to make videos on. And I don't want to do it on gaming because I already stream a whole lot on Twitch, twitch.tv/Exodious Live. I stream a whole lot there, and it's just a lot of work to stream 4 or 5 more hours a day, and then come back and have to edit that and put on YouTube, and I feel like I'm just spamming it, and I want different content. Because I really enjoyed making vlogs and things like that years ago when I had more interesting stuff to do. And nowadays I don't really do too much. I'm kind of just streaming a lot, working on things, different projects, working on my company, getting apparel sold, things like that, and preparing for when I do move down to Carolina in another few months. But one thing I've always loved, you guys know I love gaming, I love music and all that, but I haven't really done much on my channel with guns or anything like that. And I know it's a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but I consider myself very responsible. I've been shooting guns and learning about them since I was 4 or 5 with my father. One thing he always stressed to me was gun safety, being careful with guns and things like that, because it was one of his talents and things that he was very intrigued by as well. So last year for my birthday, I built myself an AR-15. Originally I wanted an SKS till I shot my friend's AR-15 and I loved it. This is mine right here. It has a 16-inch stainless steel barrel, a 1-in-7 twist. It's a 5.56 chamber gun, so I can take 223s or whatnot. You see, I have a 30-round mag with it. The upper and the parts for the upper came from Palmetto State. The lower parts also came from Palmetto State. Besides the lower receiver, I actually bought that from one of my friend's cousins. It's an Anderson lower, which I believe is one of the ones I was looking for in the first place. But I love this gun. It's great. The only issue I've ever had was I bought one of the sights for here because you see it as the fixed sight, and this was always higher, so I could never get it very accurate, which was always an issue. So I never bothered taking it out too much. I've had this since last year on my birthday, and I probably have only shot like less than 100 rounds through it, maybe less than 50 or so, honestly. And that's with me and everyone else combined. But I love this gun, and it's just the sight has always been an issue, so I just never bothered to fix it or do anything. But I decided a month or so ago, I've always wanted to change this handguard. The sight and the handguard was the only one I could get with this stainless steel barrel and the chrome lining on the inside, at least at the time, for a pretty decent price. Because I didn't want a huge 20-inch one, and I didn't want like a 12-inch one or something, you know? So I finally decided, I was checking eBay and things, and I found the handguard I wanted. Originally I want a 15-inch so it would cover most of the barrel, but I figured I paid for a stainless steel. Why not get a 12-inch? It still shows some barrel, and I can still put my grip and a laser flashlight down the road on it and everything else. So I was searching through eBay, and I know what you're going to say. I purchased it from China, but I got it for 20 bucks. And one like this would run me roughly 60, 70 bucks elsewhere, which was really nice. I was always searching for deals and things. And then I went and hooked myself up with a new gas block. Originally what I was going to do was sand the old gas block down, but I figured that's a lot of work, and to get the pins going back through it, it would be more effort than just paying 6, 7 bucks for a new gas block. So here's the new gas block, the low profile that we'll be putting on it. My rails for it, I only ordered a few rails because right now the only thing I have ordered still that has yet to come is my sling and my grip. I don't know when they're going to get here. It's from China. A lot of them use loose tracking and things once they're in America. Also for my birthday, my mother bought me a red dot. Now it's not something super expensive, because if you're into guns, you know how expensive they are. I've already had this on the gun once, but I didn't want it on the gun while I was changing the barrel and taking everything off and messing everything around. I didn't want it getting beat up. But from the first day out in the field, it was great. It's waterproof. It's wonderful. It held the recoil well. It's not sighted in 100%, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. It seemed to hold where it was. I like it so far. That's all I have to say, but I can't give a real review on it yet because, like I said, I haven't done much with it. So, on the task of this, first and foremost, we need to take this plastic cover off. Once we take that off, everything will be exposed in here, all that. We will have to hammer out these pins. I don't know how easy it is for you guys to see them because it's not focusing very well. But we'll have to hammer out these pins, take this gas block off, change the barrel nut so the barrel will be somewhat detached, and put the new barrel nut and everything on. Well, we have to take this off as well, which I loosened earlier just to make sure and see how easy it would be to do. And it sounds pretty simple. Hopefully it's not too hard. The worst part I was worried about is getting these pins out and then lining up the new gas block. But I think with some proper time, tender love, and care, we can get it done. So that was going to be today's project for you all, and bring you guys along with me. I wanted to record it the first time when I originally built the weapon. I put all the springs, everything, put it together from scratch. But I don't know, I got really discouraged, and I just need to get off my butt and make more videos because I've been being lazy. So, without further ado, let's get this taken care of. I actually think the best bet is me to get this off without it in that because it makes it so much harder to see everything, you know? Now it's just a matter of actually getting it. There we go. There we go. Now it's all exposed the way we want it to be. So, let's take this, put it back in the vice grip again. Well, I don't even know if this is called a vice grip, whatever it's called. Don't critique me too much, I'm sorry. Put this sucker back in here. Tighten this down. Okay, now this is what we're left with. This whole barrel ordeal right here, trying to get the camera the way we want it to be. So, with this, I'd say the next part would be to hammer these out, because we can't really move any of this while we have this here, and we don't want to take risk to bending that at all. So I think the next step is going to be indeed to punch these out, because we can't do much until then. I didn't watch too many videos on it. I know for the most part exactly what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, you know, more freehand it and not just copying off someone, because I think it creates for a better experience, honestly. But here you can see these just have the metal inside. I'm assuming to block the heat. I don't know if we could sell these or whatnot afterwards, but I have no use for them. But we're probably going to have to just take this outside right here, leave it in the vise, well, the kind of clamp type thing it uses for it, and then we're going to have to hammer these small pins out. You can see right there. Move that out the way, because we need to get that's what I was talking about, getting those to go back through and maybe figure out which one's longer. But for the time being, we can twist this off, because we're going to need this off to get the new gas block on and the old gas block off, just because it's so much wider. I really want a stainless steel compensator muzzle flash. I believe this is more of a muzzle flash, muzzle brake, whatever you want to call it. But I want a stainless steel one to match the barrel. But for now it'll do.
This is a Chuki Beat production.
the hard part is for the most part finished. At least so I'd like to believe. We have everything off of here. You see the barrel. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Oh, you can see that those actually do go through the barrel right there. I didn't realize that. I thought they kind of just sat on it. But it's a nice touch. And it definitely keeps the sight in place. But we have this now. And then if you look, here's the old gas block. It would connect right about there to the barrel where the hole is on the barrel, which you guys probably can't see because it probably doesn't zoom in enough. And we took the gas tube out, goes in this side. The only thing I think I may have a little issue with now is lining the new gas block up, the hole with the gas block, up with the barrel hole, which is something that I've been worried about. So I was watching a lot of videos. It shouldn't be too hard. I saw people use pencils to make lines, but let's get back to the putting everything back into place part. We have the barrel nut on from what you can see for the most part. Okay, got something tangled onto my camera tripod. We have this on. We used one of the special tools. It wasn't the exactly right how it's supposed to clamp on. I use this hole right here because I wanted to make sure that it was torqued to spec. We have it around 30 pound-feet of torque. And this hole on top is perfectly lined up. You saw we had it on the first time, but I had to take it off again because I realized I forgot the shims, and I wanted it to sit how it should for the most part. Everything's tight. It's to spec. I know people were getting crucified on YouTube for not torquing that, and people were complaining, and I want to seem a little bit more professional. Next step is to get the gas block on. So what I've seen, the easiest way to get the gas block on and to get it aligned is to put a line directly here going down the middle, and I saw on the barrel put a line, and then you get those lined up. But then it comes time to get the, not only that, but get the hole on top lined up with the gas block, which we're going to try it this way just to see. And then they said you can blow through this and it should, oh, poop. So maybe we should get the pin through this first, but let's see what we can do and we will go from there, guys. Thanks. Alright guys, what to do? So I didn't really record the outro while I was there working on it because my camera died. The battery is insanely awful, but it did last a good hour or so. I could probably get like an hour of footage while working on this. It took me like 2 hours. It didn't take that long. Like I said, the hardest part was getting the pins removed from the original gas block. And I'm really debating on putting the old gas block back. I shot a little bit with it. I should have recorded it, but I didn't. It's cold out. But it kept jamming after 5 or so rounds, which I don't believe that is the gas block. But then I noticed, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's soot, like black carbon, coming from around the gas block. And from what I've seen online, it's not enough to make an issue, and it should block itself up. So I don't think that had to do with it. But I was using a magazine that my gun's not used to. I normally use this metal magazine, and I've never had issues. It's never jammed or done anything, but I ended up forgetting my magazine in the box full of parts for the gun, and ended up using my fiance's parents' magazine, which was a plastic P-mag. And I think it was catching in here because I had a few times where I didn't put the magazine in far enough and it would only shoot once, and then I had to load it myself because it was catching on the mag and having a lot of issues. So I think those were magazine issues. If they were gas block issues, I will take the original route that I was going to do and sand the gas block down so it will fit in here, which it won't be really that hard to do. I just take this back off and everything else. I'm still waiting on my grip. I'm still waiting on my sling. Once those comes, you guys be the first to know about it. I did sight the red dot in for the most part, and I want to do some new videos on it, but so far it's great. I took the red dot out in the snow. It was great. It lasted. It was working fine. The red dot's still working. I don't know if I can get this to show up through there, but the red dot's dope. I like it. I've used mostly the red, but I'll try it out and test it out more and then kind of do some type of review on it. But so far I really like it. It's a lot easier without the stupid sight on the front, and I'm really excited for the grip and everything else to come. And we'll have more on it in the future. I also want to do something with like a 300 blackout, maybe make another AR and build it from scratch and make a video on it, but we'll see. So if you guys would like to see me doing more with guns and things like that outdoors, because I love being outdoors, I just need to get out more, then leave a like, share with your friends, and comment below what you'd like to see me do in the future, and we'll go from there. Peace out, my dudes.